What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nero back with another video, man. Today, we just having a little bit of a discussion as of why I'm not leaving Xbox anytime soon, man. And I'm gonna give a plethora of reasons, but this is just for the community, man. For the Xbox fans that follow the channel that may be questioning Xbox identity, questioning Xbox vision, some of the mixed communication coming from the top, which I can admit is definitely frustrating. Sometimes Xbox seems to change their strategy and game plans with the weather. It'll go from 4 games is going just forward to Phil Spencer saying no red lines, and to his recent interview saying even more is going. But even with all the confusion around the brand and changes and stuff like that, I'm not leaving no time soon, guys. And for one, it's because what has Xbox did for me this entire generation? And let's go back 4 years. They put out the Series X and the Series X. Now, guys, I had the Series S before I was able to get my hands on the X for about maybe 6-7 months, right? Leading up to me getting my Series X. And as a console-centric player, I will always have love for the Xbox Series S because that is the first console where I experienced 120 FPS for the first time. And that was in the Metro, I think it was Last Light, because it had got FPS boosted. And it was a game-changing moment for me going forward. So I will always have love for my Xbox Series S. Was it a mistake? I mean, not really. It's a lot of casual gamers out there that just play 2K and Madden or shooters, Call of Duty. So for them, that little box is more than capable. I definitely, next gen, would like to see a handheld going in that place of the Series S. But they have been providing great games all generation. I think it was 2022 or 2021 is when they won Publisher of the Year. I believe that's when they had Pentiment. It was Psychonauts 2, Forza Horizon. I believe Halo might have came that year as well. So that was a pretty good year. The following year was a little more dry from the first party perspective output, but during the quote unquote dry year, we still got games like Scorn. We got a Plague's Tale Requiem in the Game Pass. We had got Trek to Yomi. We had gotten Sniper Elite 5 that year. We also got it was an interactive game. Is it As Dusk Falls? No. As It was something like that, right? I forget the name of it, but even during our quote unquote dry first party years, we were still getting a plethora of games via Game Pass. Now, if you know me, I have definitely changed my stance on the whole games going to PlayStation and other platforms. In the beginning, I was hurt like most Xbox fans because, we stuck around during every generation, even arguably the worst generation, and what Phil Spencer deemed the worst generation to lose, and that was the Xbox One generation. To stick by them guys during that generation and turn around and see them give games away, man, it was very deflating. It was confusing. It was hurting at a point, but that's just because brand loyalty and just having an attachment with these games and letting Xbox continue to build its identity. About halfway through the console generation, I believe Xbox said, we need to get games more screens as possible. And if the Series X is getting outsold by the PS5, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 globally. So in the United States, it's a lot closer than what people make it seem. I think the Series X and S is at 19 million sold in the USA, and I think the PlayStation is at like 24, 25, something like that. Guys, don't quote me. Them sale numbers come out every few months and we see, but it's not as far back and behind in the United States at least, but globally PlayStation is definitely kicking Xbox ass. So if you can't keep up with them with selling consoles, going blow for blow with them, what is the next step? The next step is to use their home as your temporary home, and by that I mean putting games other places. And it makes sense for a lot of franchises to go other places. You think about Halo. I love Halo Infinite, but it's even hard getting some of my Xbox homies to play Halo. And a lot of people is just casuals. A lot of people love their Call of Duty and they stick to that. I love my Apex Legends. I'll stick to that. So Halo getting a new influx of players would be, in my opinion, huge for the franchise. We are talking about a franchise that is over 20 years old now. It needs new players, it needs new fans, and it needs a new breath of fresh air. So from that perspective, I definitely understand it. And from a business perspective, I understand it as well, right? I've been saying for the last few months now that if Forza Horizon 5 goes to PlayStation, it's immediately overnight the best arcade racer on PlayStation, period. The Crew Motorfest is a really solid game, but Forza Horizon is just on an entirely different level. So my question to a lot of people that's talking about leaving the brand, I own a PlayStation 5 Pro. You know, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black 2 remake just dropped. It's $50 on PlayStation. It's $3.99 in Game Pass, right? And for me, I've been playing it. It's an absolute banger. I think I'm on chapter 14 right now, and that review is coming soon, guys. I just wanted to, you know, put this out as a topic. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but that game is definitely worth the $50 to the point where I have no problem double dipping on PlayStation. I played through Game Pass on my Series X, get it on sale when it go on sale, and if I see it on sale on PlayStation, I'll double dip, see what the Pro enhancements is talking about, because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer, and I'm definitely a console gamer first and foremost. But Xbox has given us a beautiful roadmap of gaming, and we have had this roadmap arguably, it seemed like all generation, but definitely the last 2 years, I would say we have definitely had a solid ass roadmap of great games. So we have great games. You have Sarah Bonds coming out, confirming the next generation console is in the works. Phil Spencer, in his recent interview, just said that he just met with the hardware team and he's loving the roadmap for hardware. So as an Xbox-centric fan, they continue to give me great hardware, right? The Series X is a beautiful piece of hardware. I love this console, from quick resume to auto HDR, FPS boost. It's just chef's kiss. It's amazing, right? It's a reason why Xbox did not feel the need to do a Pro mid-gen refresh, which I think was the right idea for them. I think the PS5 definitely needed one, and that's why you see Sony did the PS5 Pro, which I waited for and I went out and supported. So if Xbox, my go-to brand, is giving me a confirmation of future hardware is coming, Game Pass continuously have great games. You know, in a world where E3 don't exist, the fact that Microsoft continues to do these big Xbox summer showcases, to me, is really big. Every showcase they have a present. You know, Gamescom last year, they showed Indiana Jones and let people know what's coming to PlayStation. The Game Awards, they announced some things, if I'm not mistaken. And then recently, you know, the most recent Developers Direct of this year was absolutely amazing. I think it's the best one. South of Midnight looked absolutely amazing. Expedition 33, I love that, you know, third-party devs still get to come in and get shown a little bit of love. Phil Spencer has been boots on the ground in Japan for the last 10 years. This Ninja Gaiden 4 has been in development for 7 years. So I assume talks for that started before development. So definitely about 7, 8, 9 years just for that one singular game. So they're making strides, you know, and it's sad to, you know, see them change, and sometimes I feel like they kind of gave up on the Series X and S generation, because I feel like if you would have kept all these games exclusive and stuck to it, then, you know, you got your super good identity. But at the end of the day, when you lose important console generations like last generation, you have to make changes, guys. And when you have them buying up Activision and Bethesda, you have to make some type of money back. So it makes sense for games to go everywhere, but it don't make sense for me to just leave the brand and abandon it. If you're like me, you have over hundreds and hundreds of digital owned games, or even physical and digital owned games. Shout out to the physical crew out there, right? So you have a lot of games. Why would I abandon that? Why would I leave that, right? Xbox didn't stop making hardware yet. Why would I leave? Xbox didn't cease to stay true to their roadmap of games. Why would I leave? Xbox haven't stopped putting out great showcases throughout the year, 2 for sure. Why would I leave? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, I do understand people's frustrations. It is annoying because I had to go out and buy a PS5 this year because I refused to miss games like Silent Hill 2 Remake. You know, Rise of Ronin caught my eye. I wanted to play that. You know, Stellar Blade, Wukong. You know, it is disappointing when we are giving games away, but big third-party games is being missed on our platforms. But at the same time, when Xbox is pumping out so many great first-party games, I'm not excusing the third-party games being missed, but at the end of the day, one company lives and dies by needing third-party exclusives to come to their platform to make up for the lackluster flow of first-party games. And this is not console warring. This is just the truth. You know, if I felt like Sony wasn't worth having or owning, I would never have went and bought a $700 PS5 Pro. But I'm pro console to the day I die. I love my Series X and I love my PS5, but at the end of the day, Xbox has had and continue to have the better roadmap this generation. I think Phil Spencer is ahead of the game. I think he's ahead of me and ahead of most of us as fans, because at the end of the day, games should not be gatekept from other platforms. You know, if you want to play, you know, Spider-Man on your Switch, you should be able to do that. You know, it's more than just Spider-Man fans that's only on PlayStation. It's a lot of Spider-Man fans on Xbox and on Nintendo that don't have access to go swing around as Miles Morales or Peter Parker. So from that aspect, I totally understand what Xbox is doing. It took me a while to fully come around. My only thing is, Xbox, as you continue to put games everywhere, don't forget about home, because it is simple things that I wish the Series X would improve. I would like a more revamped home screen, which has been improved throughout this generation, but I don't want to see ads. We should be able to resize the tiles by now. The DVR system is absolutely garbage. The capture system on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro is miles superior. Being able to record your party audio and your clips is very crucial to me as a content creator. That is very clutch, because on my PS4 Pro, guess what? I could start a party. I could do a walkthrough of a game by myself, record that last hour of gameplay with my audio included from my headset, and boom, it makes it simple, easy, you know, without needing a capture card or needing to go that third mile. So a lot of people don't look at it like that, but where I complain about things like that, I have to big up things like Quick Resume. I love playing on my PS5 Pro, but I really do wish I could hop from Ragnarok to Returnal to Spider-Man in a matter of seconds without having to reload the game from scratch. That is an amazing feature that I think not enough people really talks about. And the value of Game Pass is absolutely insane, guys. It's over $1,000 worth of first party or Xbox published games that's already announced for this year alone. And that's not including the third-party games. That's not including the little indie games that's come in, like, you know, the Cocoons of the world, the Treks, the Yomis, the Jxymarley of the world, right? So we always have those that's $20, $30, $40 worth of value here, dropped in and out. You know, third-party games coming, older games rotating through Game Pass. It's just too much value as a gamer to abandon this brand. You know, I will say this, though. If you're an Xbox fan and you're only on Xbox, I think you should open up your eyes to other platforms going forward, because I tell people, you know, I get labeled, you know, dumb Twitter labels, pony bots, and, you know, just silly shit like that. It's all fun and jokes or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm a gamer first, right? And my whole thing is this, guys. If Xbox is okay with putting their games in other places, you should be okay and more willing to go game and play other places too. Me saying that is not saying you have to sell your Xbox and go look for clout and attention and sympathy on Twitter. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you're an Xbox centric player, maybe look for a Nintendo Switch on sale, right? Maybe look for a PS5 on sale or on Black Friday or something like that, guys. And the reason I say that is because why neglect yourself? If you're only a console gamer, if you're a PC gamer, you don't even have to watch this video. I appreciate you being here if you're listening to this right now, but you guys have access to everything. But as pure console players, and I know it's really hard for everybody to try to own every console and stuff like that, but from the moment I graduated high school, right, and started working at Crackle Barrel washing dishes, I made it my goal to have a console and try to have both consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, because at the end of the day, this is my favorite hobby. So I'm going to go make something shake. I'm going to go make something happen to do everything in my power to have all games that I want to play. So I'm not leaving Xbox no time soon, because I have a great future of hardware coming, a handheld in the works. Phil Spencer has hinted at Sarah Bonds with the biggest technology leap ever. Some of my favorite games ever has came from this generation. I absolutely adore and love Halo Infinite, even with the rocky start that it had with, you know, lackluster amount of modes and content. That game has improved a lot, but the players never returned. So that's why I think it would be good for that to go elsewhere. Forza Horizon, spectacular. Forza Motorsport, really good. Not perfect though, but a really good solid game. Starfield, one of my favorite games this generation. You know, Elder Scrolls 6 is still going to be coming, and that's going to be in Game Pass. Being able to play and try Black Ops 6 this year was absolutely amazing. I didn't have to spend money on it. I'm not a Call of Duty guy. If I'm going to deal with cheaters and skill-based matchmaking, I'm going to stick to the game I've been dealing with it for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's Apex Legends. So just the fact that it's so much quality and value in Game Pass, that's one reason I'm not going nowhere. The Series X and S is really well built consoles. I haven't had any problems outside of my disk drive not really working anymore on my Series X, but I don't look at that as a big deal, guys, because I'm, you know, more digital leading up to that anyway. But you know, they just continue to listen to the community, and Phil Spencer is giving a lot of games to other platforms, but he giving even more games to us. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle ended up being my personal game of the year last year. Fantastic game. And prior to that, I was leaning towards a Dragon's Dogma 2, and Hellblade 2 was my game of the year front runners. But Indiana Jones came and clear, and I'll be happy to say I was wrong about that game, right? I thought it looked clunky leading up. I didn't think it looked the best. I was kind of hesitant to really lock in and play it, even though I trust Machine Games and I trust Xbox. I have never been so happy to be wrong about a game in my entire life. That game is absolutely amazing. They cooked to the point where Disney is saying they want more. They want more Indiana Jones. They want more. So with them giving us Blade to work with, I know that's more so Marvel, but with us having the Blade IP to work with now, Indiana Jones is a hit. Xbox is going to continue to be the biggest publisher ever. You know, it's proven that they cannot be the biggest hardware sellers and console sellers ever. They haven't been able to. They came close with the 360, but even then the PS3 ended up in the long term catching up and surpassing, if I'm not mistaken. So you're never going to beat PlayStation and Nintendo at the hardware game. But as far as software, I do believe Microsoft can output more games than Nintendo and PlayStation. And from that aspect, if you're outputting more games than both of them companies combined, at that point, you need to put your games on those systems and make all the money. Now, my only problem is this, guys. If you put your games everywhere, Game Pass should continue to stay at the price that it's at, right? It's at $20. I think it should stay there. I know everything is gonna go up. You know, you got Netflix jumping up recently, HBO, and every subscription. But as far as Microsoft, I feel like you putting your games on other platforms should kind of neglect having to make your own home base pay more for our subscription. So if Game Pass can stay at $20 for the next 5 to 10 years, or just creep up maybe $1 or $2 within the next 10 years, I'll be definitely okay with that. But if you're going to be giving games away and then steadily increasing the price of Game Pass every year, that's when you start to lose me. That's when it'll become more of a month by month basis to me, because between my backlog, between these games always going on sale, I could really get away without paying for PS Plus or Game Pass for the next year, and I'll be a-okay with my backlog and picking up games on sale here and there. So Game Pass isn't the end-all be-all for every gamer, and I think Microsoft definitely needs to realize that, and I think they have, and that's why they are putting their games everywhere. I think they realize some people is okay with buying their games. You know, some people is okay with not needing Game Pass, especially when you're on other platforms that don't have Game Pass. So I see the future, Phil Spencer. I see the future, Sarah Bonds. We have a really beautiful roadmap. We have the Summer's Game show to look forward to. We have so many great games coming this year. Avowed, Outer Worlds 2 really caught me off guard when they announced that was coming at the Game Awards. You know, we have Fable reportedly coming, Gears E-Day in the works. We have multiple Halo games in the work, getting ready to be ported to other consoles. You know, Forza Horizon 6 should be getting announced within the coming years. And it's games from the last few Xbox showcases that we haven't heard anything from. You know, Contraband. Those games just is not seasoned to exist. They're still in the works. And, you know, Microsoft having so many live service games that's already established gives them freedom to make the games like Indiana Jones, a Blade, a Starfield, without needing to worry about how am I going to rake in passive income by, you know, making games live service. You have your Halos, you have your Forzas that make money, you have your Call of Duty that is just the ultimate money maker. You own King now, so you got your Candy Crush. So they have a lot of passive income coming in to the point where they can take these risks and make the, you know, let Compulsions of the world cook up. You know, imagine Compulsion not making South at Midnight, but having them make a fucking live service, a live service Starfield game or some dumb shit. Because that's pretty much what Sony just did with Bluepoint, right? They did the killer, fantastic Demon Souls remake just to turn around and have to work on some bullshit God of War live service game just to get that canceled. right? So I agree with Sony's decision to cancel all these 12 live service games. But at the end of the day, that is 12 games that's now scratched, that these studios have to start fresh with new ideas and start over. Sony Ben is one of my favorite studios. I absolutely love Days Gone, one of my favorite games from last generation. But they was working on a live service game instead of working on Days Gone 2. That game got scrapped, so now they have to start fresh. Their development cycle just restarted. So no company is perfect. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, even PC. No platform is perfect, but you have to choose where it's at to be worth it for your time and your money. And for me, Xbox don't waste my time because I get good games, and I definitely don't feel like I'm wasting my money with Game Pass. I do wish the marketing could be a lot clearer and more consistent because, like I said, sometimes people be everywhere. One moment they saying this and then it's the next. So it's really interesting to see how this is all gonna go, guys. But I'm not leaving Xbox no time soon. I'm not leaving PlayStation no time soon. I plan on joining Nintendo again this generation and getting a Switch 2 when it gets announced, and eventually I'll get in on the PC side of things, maybe a Steam Deck or that Steam console hybrid that's being in the works, or maybe I'll just hold off on PC and wait until the next gen Xbox with the rumored Steam store integration coming along. Maybe my next Xbox will be the PC hybrid that we've all been wanting and expecting for years. So it's been your boy NextGenNero, guys. This is just off the dome. This is just me talking, explaining why I'm not leaving, why I'm not abandoning the brand, why I'm not selling my Xbox. I have over 300, close to 400 digital games in my library. Why would I throw all of that away? That is thousands of dollars invested into a brand that I will abandon. For what? Because they're giving a few games away. And my question to a lot of you hardcore Xbox fans is, do we want Xbox to be like PlayStation and Nintendo, or do we want them to be better than PlayStation and Nintendo? Because I want them to be better than PlayStation. You don't have to gatekeep games to keep everybody happy. That's just some console war talking points. And I should know because I was on my console war and shit the last few years before I stepped back coming into this year and just say, yo, I'm embracing all consoles. I'm embracing all games because that's part of maturing. I don't want to be like these 40, 50-year-old guys out here on X or even just in the community that have to constantly downplay games. Even MBG, he's looked at sad in the press on his stream talking about he got a sub to Game Pass. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to have to look sad because I'm excited to play Ghost of Yotai, but I've been shitting on PlayStation and saying they have nothing for 5-10 years. Like, I don't want to do that. That's not it. That's not a lifestyle that anybody should want to live, especially as a gamer. But, it's been your boy NextGenNero, man. I just wanted to, have this little discussion, not even a rant. It was going to be a rant, but it's nothing to rant about besides my goddamn Bills losing to the fucking Chiefs again. But I'm not going to go there. That's a topic for another day. Make sure you hit like, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.